What really made Peter to differ from Judas? The grace of God. The persistent grace that was in his heart. Is there a huge gulf between denying Christ with oaths and cursing and betraying Him for 30 pieces of silver? I mean, is there a huge gulf there? Is the distinction in the fact that one's not really a big deal and the other is a huge deal? Or are they both huge deals? But Christ is merciful to His people. He sustains them through their ongoing failure, constantly wooing them back. One of my favorite texts in all Scripture, and there are a number, but this is one of my favorite when it comes to this feeling of failure and the shelving of your life, thinking, I'm done now. There's nothing I can do for Christ and His kingdom. Is when Jesus rises from the dead and gives the command, go your way, Mark 16:7. Tell His disciples and Peter that He goeth before you into Galilee. There shall you see Him, as He said unto you. Don't forget to tell Peter. The disciples need to know, yes, but specifically Peter is highlighted. And I think that has to be something to do with the gravity of his failure. And the temptation to say, there's no way that I can be part of this favored group anymore. There's no way. There's no way that he can fulfill the plans that he said that he has for us to make us fishers of men. There's no way. I have denied him. And the stains on his cheeks from weeping and sobbing are probably barely removed from his face. The keenness with which he felt his failure. And it is specifically commanded, tell the disciples and Peter. Make sure Peter knows. So what did Peter learn? What did Peter learn? Peter learned what he writes in 1 Peter 2:7. Unto you, therefore, that believe, He is precious. He is precious. All that He had done, calling me from a life of being a fisherman, as worthy as that life might be, He called me and He walked with me and He took me to places that no man ever stood and experienced. And there on the mount or in the Garden of Gethsemane, all the experiences of that and being eyewitnesses of His suffering, as he says in 1 Peter 5. With all the ups and downs, Peter would stand with his life well lived and he would say to you, child of God, never forget it. He is precious. He is precious. Though you may feel that failure keenly in your heart, He doesn't become any less precious. In fact, that preciousness only magnifies when you think He is showering His grace and forgiveness on me again.